you the winning coach or the losing coach?
I'm going to take that as an 0-3 night. That's the hat trick right there. But I like to think that I got that team off on the right foot.
What do you think, first of all, system-wise, what do you see?
I felt like system-wise we weren't as sharp tonight, and that's what happens. You get into a real game, and it's and that's why it was so important that we did this tonight. That I thought that we were decent at times, but clearly not where we want to be come Saturday night.
So where do you start in terms of fine-tuning in 48 hours?
Well, I mean, first and foremost, we have a plan in place. We might have to reevaluate. I want to see how the guys feel after this and into tomorrow morning. And then it's starting already. Do we need rest tomorrow, or do we need practice? Energy and making sure that we're physically going to be ready for game one. It's going to be first on the list, but there are some things that we need to work on clearly.
Mike, how much of a process is this going to be for you? I mean, uncharted territory here, just to sort of take it almost day by day to adjust things.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think the one benefit is it's an adjustment for everybody. There's not too many people that were around back during the last lockout that were coaching during the last lockout, but I'm pretty lucky in that I've got a guy on my staff, Rick Wilson, who was coaching at that time, and also have the benefit of having two players that played during that time. So I will lean heavily on those guys. But communication between our staff and our players, it's going to be extremely important this year. Again, it's something where you always have a plan, but we're going to have to make sure that every day you reevaluate and figure out what you need.
What happened to Gilbert?
He tweaked his groin, and it was nothing serious, so it's all precautionary, just making sure that he'll be ready to go come Saturday night. We just didn't want to put him back out there, and he could have, and if this regular season, then he would have, but. At this point, it's just again making sure that we don't put him out there in a situation where he can hurt himself further.
What do you think of Dumba?
I thought he was very good. Yeah, I thought he was very good, and he's confident. You gotta like that. I mean, he shows a lot of poise with the puck, and wants to be in those situations. He wants the puck. Physically. Battle-wise, he's strong. Skating ability is excellent. Certainly, there's some things and some aspects of his game that we'll have to work on. But I believe in time that we could definitely help him with those things.
I mean, because right now he won't even count as a contract. Do you think you'd keep him just? It's too. I don't want to say it's too early. I mean, we have to go back right now, and we have to make some decisions. Mm-hmm. And because as quickly as possible, I'd like to get down to our group, and he's one of those guys for sure. His gap tonight was pretty good. I mean,
that's one thing. You can teach a lot of things. You can't teach that skating ability. And it's something that we as an organization really want to incorporate into the types of players that we have. And you look at the guys that we have, and we have defensemen that can skate and defensemen that are smart, and then you start to add some young kids like this and another kid like Brodeen. These are kids that have great mobility, and they're able to execute. And when you have that, I really believe it makes the forwards' job easier as well.
How tough, Mike, is for a kid like that, though? Ordinarily, you'd have a full training camp, and if he impressed you, he could stick around. In the accelerated process we're talking about, how much of an uphill battle is it for an 18-year-old, for instance, to make this roster?
Well, you know what? There's a number of things that are always going against you, for sure. There's the uncertainty of of his game still in us, and we've seen him play, and every time we watch him, we get a little bit more confidence in him, for sure. But there's another level coming, Saturday is going to be another level, and 2 weeks after that is going to be another level. So, we have to consider the fact that he's been playing all year and has a bit of an advantage there. The other things that young kids, an 18-year-old who still has junior eligibility, has going against them is just contract status and more organizational decisions that what's best for the kid, and also how is it going to affect his development. So it's not like for them for you to put them on the team, they clearly have to earn it.
You essentially tomorrow have to make your decisions on your roster with the forwards in terms of waivers. Where do you think Palmieri, Dowell, Veyu wound up?
You're trying really hard right now.
Who made the team?
That's a story for tomorrow. Unfortunately, we have to.
How do you think they played?
I thought that they all played very well, very well. And the goals aside, the fact that a couple of the guys that are really jockeying for position score goals, but I think more importantly, if they played a bad game and they didn't play the type of role that they're supposed to play and they scored a goal, then that's a non-factor to me. What's most important is that that they were going out and playing the type of game that they'll need to play when we insert them in the lineup.
Well, the young guys seem to look good tonight, and Butch, of course, too. It's just, but it was all up and down the
saying
lineup.
he's not a young guy? Is that poor Butch? Yeah.
He's a
Yeah.
young guy, but he's
Yeah.
been around for a little while.
Yeah, no, he's a veteran guy, of course. He's and he played like it. I mean, he's not many guys can control the game like that. When you control the game, you get the puck on your stick and you can speed it up or you can slow it down. And he was in fine form again. I mean, he's had a great camp. He looks great, and it's great news for us. And then as far as the young kids, there was a lot of that. Dumba's one of them. Real happy with his game, and the line of Lars and Zuck and Charlie. I thought that those guys are they continue to grow as players, and that's just a few. There was more on top of that.
Backstrom's game tonight. Are you okay with it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, this is again. That's why it's real important for us to get these games in, because again, for them to get into the routine, the game day, and he's had a heavy workload this week, so it's real important that they get this opportunity and those goals. There was lots of activity in front of the net on those goals, so it's. I'll be the first. He'll be the first to tell you that he hates losing and he wished that he probably did a little bit better. But I've got no problem. I have no concerns.
So it does sound like you're kind of struggling internally on whether or not to keep them off the ice tomorrow versus the fact that you.
Yeah,
feel
well,
that
I
there's
mean,
a lot of
again,
work.
the plan right now is to have a practice tomorrow and work on some aspects of our game that we need to get better. But again, it's going to be this way all season long. Communicate with our players, try to assess where we're at physically, and figure. I mean, if we go out and we can only practice at half speed and the focus is only halfway there, then we're getting nothing out of it. You know me. I like to practice. I like to practice for real. And so if we feel that we can have a quality practice tomorrow, and our players, it's not going to hurt them by going on the ice, then we'll do that.
Thank you. Noon tomorrow.